And so every morning when you wake up, the focus isn't, I hope I get a job today. The focus is, I'm going to make all the connections I committed to. I'm going to send those follow-up emails that I committed to. I'm going to do a mock interview and rehearse my answers as I need to. Like, focus on doing the things and the goal will come. Usually, we spend a lot of time talking about how to get the job and all the tactical things that you need to do to put yourself in a position to get that role that you desire. But today we are talking about how to maintain your mental health during the job search. Because the job search can be a beast. It can be a heavy, heavy beast. And I know it weighs a lot of people down. And so I just wanted to hop on here today and shed some light on that topic. If you're new here, my name is Gerrie. I am an engineer turned engineering manager turned career coach. And I help people who are aspiring to get into tech or who are already have careers, thriving careers in tech. I help them pivot into new roles without getting new certifications and new degrees and without applying for hundreds of jobs online. So that is my specialty. And today is 100% inspirational. 100% inspirational. We're not talking about, what to do to your resume, what to do in the interview, what to do for your networking strategy. We're not talking about negotiation. We are 100% motivating the people today because the job search has so many ups and downs. And I just don't think anybody is spending enough time focusing on how do you maintain a healthy mental space during this, during the job search. And the reason you need to stay in a healthy space is because the job search will test you, right? It tests everything about you. It tests your technical abilities. It tests how people think about you. It tests, your confidence, what you think about yourself, what you think you deserve. Got other people telling you what you deserve. You got to be mentally strong and mentally healthy to get through this thing. The first thing I want to share with you guys is that I am just like you. And I think that's important to say because, a lot of people who are sharing advice on LinkedIn and on all these other platforms, sometimes it could come off like they don't have the same issue or they never had the issue. And like now they have all the answers and, it's all perfect on their side of the fence. It is not. So I'm going to be first person to say that it is not all perfect. But the ones that hurt the most are absolutely the interviews where you thought you made a connection, where you thought you interviewed very well, where you thought you were a perfect candidate for the role and you still didn't get it. And so those are the ones that hurt the most. And those are the ones that really, really test your mental strength around the whole job search activity. And so just quickly, I want to share a quick story about rejection. The experience that I want to share is that I was laid off in 2020 due to the pandemic. I was supporting a project that was aimed at the airline industry. And so all of their money dried up and so did the project and so did my job. So I started looking for jobs and I made a great connection with a recruiter, great connection. The hiring manager loved me. Like I really loved her too, right? I really wanted to work with her. And she pushed me through to the second round and I met with, I think 4 or 5 different people on the team. And I mean, it was just a genuine connection. My skills were aligned with what they needed. Everything looked like a go, right? I probably would have bet money that the job was mine. Gerrie, we would love to move forward with you, but we simply cannot make the finance piece work. And that's a real concern, right? That's a real thing. They can't pay you money that they don't have budgeted. But for me, there are a couple of different ways you can read that. It's like, is that 100% the truth? Like, is it something that I said? Could I have said something different? Because honestly, when they come back to you and they give you the feedback, they can really spin it they can spend it any way they want to, right? So you never quite know what the real true reason is. But when you make a genuine connection with a company and you really can see yourself there, it hurts in either case, right? Whatever the reason is, it hurts. And I think a big piece of it is that you're hopeful, right? You want to get out of the job search as quickly as possible, right? Nobody wants to sit in that space because you're constantly feeling like you're not good enough. You're constantly feeling like someone is judging you. And I mean, I've talked to some people on LinkedIn who've been job searching for a year. Like, that's a long time to sit in that space. So I just wanted to share that quick story that, like, it happens to all of us. And so here are some of the ways that I've come up with that can help you maintain your mental health during the job search. So the first thing you can do is you can make sure you have a tactical goal set as opposed to a result goal. And so a result goal is, I want to get a new job. I want to get a new job with certain company. I want to get a new job at certain salary, right? That is a result goal. But a tactical goal, these are the steps that you are, committed to doing that will lead to the result. So if you're focused on, I talk a lot about, using your network to get roles instead of applying online. If you have a goal of, say, making 20 new connections with recruiters or peers at the companies that you're interested in, if you have a tactical goal to make those 20 connections, then you're focused on making the connections and you're not focused on getting the job. Those connections will lead to interviews, which will lead to a job. Instead of being down on yourself about, oh, I don't have a job. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. You're keeping yourself committed and motivated and focused on the goal by doing the tactical things that you need to do. And so every morning when you wake up, the focus isn't, I hope I get a job today. The focus is, I'm going to make all the connections I committed to. I'm going to send those follow-up emails that I committed to. I'm going to do a mock interview and rehearse my answers as I need to. Like, focus on doing the things and the goal will come. Focus on doing the things and the goal will come. And that is very similar to, people wanting to lose weight, right? That's what you hear. You hear, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. But telling yourself you want to lose 10 pounds is not going to help you lose 10 pounds. What's going to help you lose 10 pounds is committing to, I'm going to eat, more fruits and vegetables than carbs this week. I'm going to work out 2 times this week. I'm going to, focus on the tactical. And so if you're focused on your diet and you're working out, the 10 pounds will melt away. You don't have to focus on the 10 pounds. They will melt away. The second thing you can do is, I want you to put your blinders on. I want you to stop looking at everyone else. You have to stop looking at everyone else, because when you see other people getting jobs and they're talking about their success and their wins, a part of you wants to celebrate, but a part of you also internalizes it, and you're asking yourself, are they better than me? Are they smarter than me? What's wrong with me that everybody else is getting their job and I'm not? And so that's natural, right? People say, don't compare yourself to other people, but that's a very natural feeling. We try to make connections. We try to look for trends. The tip that I use, or tool that I use to not compare myself to other people, is simply don't look at them and not know what they're doing. You can't compare yourself to people if you don't know what they're doing. If I was job searching and I was, had my mental health fluctuating, I probably wouldn't even scroll the LinkedIn timeline. If scrolling the LinkedIn timeline is going to, mess up your mental health, stop doing it. You can 100% come to LinkedIn, go immediately to the search function, look for who you're looking for, look in your inbox and your DMs, look at the job tab. You don't have to scroll the timeline if it's messing with your mental health. But quite honestly, on Instagram, I mute people all the time. And it's not because, they're doing anything wrong or, it's no shot at them. It's like what I'm working on right now and what I'm focused on, I can't be distracted by what you're doing. I cannot be distracted because, what other people, when you watch other people and you see what they're doing, subconsciously you're like, should I be doing that? Maybe I haven't met my goal yet because I'm not doing what they're doing. And it just plays a lot of mental games. And I think if you have spent the time to come up with strategy and action plan, you owe it to yourself to see it through without constantly comparing yourself to other people who have different goals, different strategy, different action plan. So that is my second piece of advice is put your blinders on, do whatever you need to do to block out what other people are doing. Because you need to focus and you need to stick to the path that's going to work for you. So once you've tried something for a little while and you're like, okay, I've given this a really good shot. Maybe I need some other ideas. Then you go looking for ideas of what to try next. And that's when you can kind of come up. But I mean, a lot of times looking at other people and them just saying they're taking their green banner down, that's not giving you an idea of what to do next. The third thing you're going to do is to create a healthy distraction. I get it if you're just sitting at home, maybe if you're unemployed, it's hard to think that I need to do something other than job searching, but you absolutely have to do something other than search for jobs. An example of a healthy distraction is every morning after I drop my son off at school, I put my headphones on and I walk around the neighborhood. I give myself at least that 20 minutes. I'm going to walk around the neighborhood, get my body moving, and, set my intention for the day. So you can take a walk, you can take a dance class. Recently, I was talking to a friend and she signed up for a pottery class. And she was saying how, it's really a chance for her to mentally slow down, and to focus on something, other than I have this goal, I haven't met it. I have this goal, I haven't met it. So a healthy distraction is something physical, something you do with your hands, something that it's a mindless activity. Right? It's something that like you're just going through the motions and doing it, and it'll allow you to clear your head. You know how they say the best ideas come to you in the shower, because you've given yourself, the time and the space of essentially just, going through the motions, and you have time to think. So if you find yourself in the job search and you feel like you're, going up against a brick wall, create that healthy distraction so that you can think. And so that you can clear the blockage. And, what happens for me is like, there's a problem that you've been trying to solve all day. And then you get in the shower and you're like, oh, I know what I can do about that. Because your brain needs time and space. You can't think through stress. You cannot think through stress. So if you're stressed, step away and go find a healthy distraction. The reality is that I could give you the play, from start to finish. But if you don't have the confidence to run the play, if you don't think you're good enough to get the job, if you don't have the mental health, the strength to push through rejection and keep going, then it really doesn't matter what I get on here and say, right, about your resume and all of this and all of that, because you're not going to do it. You're going to, self-disqualify that, like, I've tried these things in the past, they don't work. Keep going. You will never figure out or get to, that pivotal point where you really need to make some adjustments if you don't keep going. And this is completely random, but this week, it just popped in my head that Serena Williams is retiring. And I love Serena. I mean, I think I might have called every match. She's so inspiring. She doesn't quit. But she shared this week in her article, in her Vogue article about retiring, that, in the beginning, her sister Venus was the real star. Venus was the star, and Serena was not confident, and she did not feel like, she was going to even be or accomplish all the things that she accomplished. And so if she, she talked about there was a match where, she wanted to play and they were like, no, we want Venus. If she let those little, every little turn or event where they rejected her, where they said, no, we really want Venus, or you're too young, you're not this, you're not that. If she had stopped, imagine if Serena Williams had stopped, if she let what somebody else thought hold her back from what she knew inside. She knew that, like, no, I'm going to run this tennis game. This is me. This is mine. And so I want you guys to walk away this week with, with that same energy. When you walk into the interview and, you're going after these roles. Look, I'm the candidate. Whether they see it or not, that's on them. The people who are making the decisions, that's on them. And you have to be mentally strong enough to say that, look, I'm going to show up. I'm going to give it my best. And the company that is ready to receive what I have to give, they will make me an offer. And you have to leave it at that. Do not internalize and let anything that, essentially a stranger, this person doesn't know you. They're making the best decision that they can with the information that they have. It is not personal, but based on the information they have, they may or may not believe that you're the person, but that should not affect whether or not you believe you're the person. You got to believe you're the person before it's even possible for them to believe it. Stay calm, stay committed. Stay committed. We're not committed to what their response is going to be, what their reaction is, what the answer is going to be, what the outcome is going to be. We are committed to the process. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.